Okay, hopefully this is working. And if it's not working, I might just be dumb. So give me a minute to set this up because even though I've been doing this for like several years of my life, I still have no idea what's going on, but it looks like it's working. Anyways, welcome back to hell. Today I will be drawing rocks because I'm mentally ill about these rocks. These rocks make me ill. And yeah, hopefully, is this even public? If it's not, I don't even care enough to start a new stream. I'm streaming this to literally nobody. Oh, there's people here. Hi. But okay. So clearly this is working, at least to some extent. But anyways, welcome to hell. We're drawing rocks today, everyone. I drew these wait, I should probably show the one I did on paper, at full transparency. These are the rocks. Um, we got rocks here, and now I'm gonna draw some rocks because I need to get designs for them down because I have 800 ideas for videos about them because they, like, I know everyone's here for the landmasses, but if you think about it, Rocky's like low-key kind of a mini landmass because he's made of rocks, and landmasses are made of rocks. Um, Hello everybody, welcome to hell. But yeah, on this stream, we can still discuss political happenings. We can still have our normal conversations about bullshit. But I will just be drawing rocks. They are so silly. They make me ill. They are honorary landmasses, low-key. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, I really want to see like a sequel to Project Hail Mary. Like I need a sequel to the book where they explain all the geopolitical happenings on Earth since the sun is fucking imploding. I need to see what happens. I have theories. Have a vision. Um I have a vision. But yeah, I dude. Yeah, it has been uh, it's been a hell of a time. This is true. Everything has been insane and bullshit, but I'm trying to lock it. I just realized I had a map part that I was supposed to upload like a week ago, but I low-key forgot. And it's finished. I'm just dumb. I'll upload it after this stream so that I don't spam people's notifications with like 800 different things. But yeah, welcome humans. How do I get rid— this numbers thing is like bothering me, how it's like giving you numbers because it's like distracting me. Um, I'm gonna see if I can get rid of that low key because it's bothering me and I can't explain why. Um, how do I change that? Hello humans, welcome to drawing rocks. How do I change this? How do I make it so how so that people aren't Uh, I don't know how to do this. I don't know how anything works. Top fans. How do I get rid of that? Because I low-key, it's bothering me because there's more colors than I can deal with. I can't find it. Don't worry about it. Wait. Okay, whatever. We're gonna deal with it. We're gonna cope. Sorry if I start off with a random question, but yes, I have watched it. Has everybody here watched it? And if you haven't watched it, do you care about spoilers? Because I don't want to spoil anything for anyone, because that's lame and cringe. I mean, I don't know why you wouldn't have watched it at this point I mean, unless you just don't care. Because the finale's on YouTube for free, so I feel like we're at the point where we can yap. I saw the thumbnail. It the movie is like 4 months old. It's still like in infancy. But I just hopped on the train. 4 months late, like by standards of movies coming out, is like late, so that's on me. It's actually funny because one of my friends was like telling me I should watch it, and I'm like, okay, or read the book first. And I was like, okay, I'll watch it if you watch the Among Us show because everyone was making fun of the Among Us show and I watched it and it was actually really good and I was like, "No, guys, you gotta watch it, trust me." Um oh, I cried like a baby while watching Project Hail Mary. I cried like a baby while reading the book. Like, low key, I forgot that joy and whimsy was an option in life. So I say that as if it's not a book about like a mass extinction event. It's fine, don't worry about it. The Among Us show, yeah, it's good. It's really good. Trust me, bro. Like, yeah, the Among Us show, like they dropped it. Like apparently it was finished like years ago, but Paramount Plus like just didn't drop it at the time. I don't know. I don't even know, man, but it was really good. Like shockingly so. Like I went in, okay, cuz here's what happened. Here's why I even watched it in the first place. I I woke up. The Among Us show, it's just called Among Us. It's on Paramount Plus, but the first episode is for free on YouTube, and you can also just pirate it. Who said that? I never said anything about pirating. I don't care about pirating. I might be, maybe I'm not like, what's the opposite of woke? What's woke but not woke and like supporting corporations? Maybe I'm too capitalist, or maybe I no, maybe I'm not capitalist enough, but I don't care about piracy. If it's not like an indie studio, who fucking cares? Like I don't care if you pirate shit from Paramount Plus. Um but what was I saying? Oh yeah, I woke up and I went on Twitter and everyone was says, "Guys, there's an Among Us show and they have an orgy in episode 5." And I was like, "There's no way." So I looked it up and yep, lo and behold, there's an Among Us show and I'm like, "Okay, but there's no way they have an orgy in episode 5." Um I watched through it. I watched episode 5. They have an orgy in episode 5. I probably shouldn't be talking this loud about orgies when, like, my parents are in the next room. Let's not worry about that. It's fine, I'm not the one having an orgy. But yeah, it happened and it was a little disturbing, but you know what? It's fine. But other than that, the show was, like, shockingly good. And I was trying to get my friends to watch it, but all of them were like, "Hell no, I'd rather kill myself." Um, and so, but so I got one of my friends who was obsessed with Project Hail Mary. I was like, listen, if you watch the Among Us show, I'll read Project Hail Mary. And he was like, okay, deal. Um, and now these fucking rocks have me in a chokehold. Like, you don't even understand. Okay, like, listen, I know that everyone loves Ryan Gosling. And like, he's got charm. I know everybody wants Ryland Grace, but I'm over here like, you know, these rocks are so cool. I love these rocks, actually. Um, I'm gonna have to like, uh, what's words? What are words? I feel okay. There's so many times where I don't know words. I don't have Paramount Plus. Just pirate it. Do you think you'd ever make it? Okay, give me a minute. I didn't make a Sona, but I made them children. I made Rocky and uh Adrian some children. Here are their children. So normally, okay, I looked at like the Iridian biology document. W Fred, yeah. Um, type shit, Aiden B. You're so real for that. So what was I saying? Oh yeah, so I read the document about Iridian biology, and I know that they usually have litters of 5 children, but I made them have 6. I don't know. I guess like the Rocky Adrian Grace polycule was just so powerful that it resulted in what's the word? Superfetation, is that the word where there's like more babies than normal? I don't know. But and listen, they look nothing like their parents, but that's fine because their bodies are made like 90% of inorganic materials, so there wouldn't be any genetic information in it to like reflect the parents. But yeah, I gave them 6 kids. Obviously, like these guys, the Mary, Alyssa, Eva, and Yao, their names are obvious, but we also have Mystic, which is named after the Mysticeti suborder of whales because Tau Ceti is in a constellation called the Whale. And I gave them like a little whale tail. Um and then we have River because the Eridanus constellation is also known as the River of Stars or the Celestial River. So we got the babies that are named after meaningful things. Yeah. What am I talking about? I'm talking about Project Hail Mary, which is a banger book and a banger movie, and I'm obsessed with these rocks. I love them. They're very dear to me. Um, it's not fair. I should be. You know what? Actually, I don't think I would wish what happened to Grace on myself because I would just die halfway through. I don't got the strength for that, bruh. Also, I don't have the intelligence for that, bro, but it would. Oh shit. Is my. I don't know if my microphone just cut out, but everything just stopped responding for a moment. Anyways, as I was saying, I'd love to meet a cool space rock and then go live with cool space rocks for the rest of my life because it's like, wow. Yeah, rocks are so awesome. Um, but yeah. So there's the theoretical children of. Oh, hi, Phoebe. Phoebe just jumped on me. Say hi, say meow meow. No, you don't want to say meow meow? That's fine. Don't worry about it. You can, yeah, sure, you can stand in front of my computer. No, you can't. I'm putting you on the ground. I love you, Phoebe. You're so silly. Um, but yeah, anyways, judging by the low view count on this stream, I get the feeling that people want me to talk about land masses, but you guys can cope for a little while because I'm tweaking out over these rocks and I need to draw these rocks to have a design for them. But I do have landmass stuff coming out. So why is it so hot in my room? Oh my god, global warming is real. Um I say that as if like this is a new revelation. It's not. I've always believed in global warming, but I guess not everyone has. I mean, hey, Europe is currently exploding from that fuck ass heat wave. So if I have any homies in Europe in the chat, I'm so sorry. Um yeah, it's rough. Anyways, we're doing rocks. We're not doing well, okay. I'm gonna stop my train of thought. We're drawing rocks. Yes. Nobody say anything. Yeah, I've seen pictures of like streets literally melting in Europe. It's actually fucking insane. And you guys don't have air conditioning? Like, I would just kill myself, I think. I'm not even gonna lie. I hate living in Rome. Yeah, man, I went to Rome in like what was it, November, like 2023, and it was really nice, but like holy shit, like this summer has been I mean it's been bad for all of Europe. Like France is on fire, everything is on fire, everyone is on fire. The UK is on fire. um yeah, the streets are fucking melting because it's getting too hot for the asphalt, and it's becoming like gloopy slop. um So, yikes. I mean, I guess like the only good thing, well, it's not good, but like the only like saving grace of any of this is that like Ukraine isn't melting, so they can still like get their shit to the front lines without, you know, the streets literally melting and their tires literally melting. Dog, imagine. Actually, wait, okay, are tank treads made of like tires? Or like are they made of rubber? Like do they melt? I actually know nothing about tanks. Phoebe, can you not jump here? Thank you. You're so Phoebe. Um we got our first monsoon rain this week where I live. That's crazy work. We do have AC in Southern Europe, Germany and the UK. Yeah, because like you guys have never historically had to deal with heat waves, at least not as intense. It's fucking insane, dude. I don't know, maybe that's why Project Hail Mary is refreshing because it's about global cooling instead of global warming. Like it's not any less devastating, but like I would prefer global cooling personally because I have insanely low heat tolerance. Like it's bad. I- I- Like oh my god, being chronically ill is so ass. But you know what? It's fine because yeah, I want to move to Iceland. Like, I went to Iceland for like 2 weeks, didn't have a single migraine or anything. Like, and I was like going on hikes and shit, and not like I don't know. It was wild. There's something in the air there, or maybe there's something in the air here in the U.S. Um, but yeah. Europe is fucking boiling right now, and it's insane. And I mean, the US is also boiling, but we've been boiling for a while, so I guess nobody's really surprised, except I'm surprised. I think I'm American, but my school day was too hot. We got louder early. Yeah, Jesus. I remember when I was in elementary school, my school didn't have any air conditioning, and I lived in New Jersey. So it wasn't like I was living in like Arizona or like Texas or Florida where it gets really fucking hot, but it was still pretty bad. And I think the scariest part is that like I have noticed the difference like within my lifetime. Like it used to snow a lot and now it doesn't snow anymore. Um, and that's really scary. Uh, and like it used to really so okay, actually I'm kind of torn about this one cuz or not torn, but I can't really tell if I'm just insane or if it really has gotten hotter because I like have acquired a chronic illness that gives me insane heat issues. Um, so like either it has gotten hotter or I'm just weak now. Cuz I didn't always have heat issues. Like temperature issues. It's funny. I used to be like constantly cold, but now I'm just constantly hot. It's cringe as hell. Hi, Phoebe. Yeah, we got let out early all the time. If yeah, the air conditioning didn't work. It was shit. Where I'm at is very hot in the summer. It's freezing in the winter. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, like, winter hasn't been as cold, or at least, I mean, again, like, for me, I'm a little freak because if it's like 45 degrees, I'll be outside in like shorts and a t-shirt because my body is broken. It's quite frankly, wish we had AC in Poland. The school already ended though. Yeah, well, that's the thing about heat waves is at least they usually come in summer, so you're out of school, but even that, I low-key feel like it should be illegal for schools to not have air conditioning, because, like, how are you even gonna concentrate? Like, I remember when I was in elementary school, it was so bad. Like, I was sweating my ass off constantly, and, like, it was hard to focus. I mean, I also just have ADHD, so it was, like, compounded by the fact that, uh, you know, these lines on his body don't look right. I think I'm gonna come back and do those with like a smaller brush size later. Um, but yeah, shit's rough. Global warming is cringe, and I think we need the sun to dim by 10% so that the earth can heal. That's a joke. It's funny. I feel like if Project Hail Mary were written in 2026, instead of like doing any of the shit that they did, they would just build more data centers to warm up the planet. I don't know. It would like I guess Project Hail Mary was just really awesome because it was like wow, there's a climate crisis and humanity is actually doing something instead of sending another 30 billion to Israel. Um Because I guess that's all we do with our money now is we just send money to Israel, which is so insane. I like okay, not even on like a morality level, but on like a strategic level, like what are we even doing? Or like what were we doing? Because like when Israel was first created, like why did we like I mean, like, I get it, cause like we were all like, oh my gosh, the Jews need a home, but like, why did we invest so much in them when they were like, when they were founded, they were like weak as hell, surrounded by people who hated them. Like, what are we even doing? Why did we make that our closest ally? I don't know. I probably should. You know what? Actually, you know what? I'm allowed to talk about my beef with Israel. It's fine. An ad just popped up, but I could still hear the screen, but the ad was blasting sound. That's cringe. Last time it had snowed in southern Italy, it was fucking 20. That's crazy work. Fist my bump type shit. See, if I was Grace, I would have just been like, okay, you're the boss. I can't say that. It's crazy because in like the actual book, he literally just says fist me. Um, but I guess they couldn't put that in a PG-13 movie. I guess that was a little. I guess that was too much. That was too controversial. Um, what is this? This is rocks. That's it. This is rocks. It's rocks from Project Hail Mary because this is listen, I have not felt joy and whimsy of a new hyperfixation since like I don't know, like maybe a year, I guess, when Deltarune chapters 3 and 4 came out and I was like, wow. But like I'm even like I don't even know. The Among Us show had some of the wildest scenes of it did. It was like okay, wait. It's the way that they genuinely had me shipping like four different pairings. Like it's not even funny. Welcome to the rock showcase. Yeah, this is my rock collection. I do have a rock collection. I have a bismuth crystal, which is one of my favorites. It's so pretty. Like my friends and I, we took a road trip down to Washington D.C. to visit the natural the English, please. Yeah, I read the book first because I mean, I'm always a believer in reading the book first. Uh, and I'm glad that I did read the book first because I think there would have been some parts I would have been confused about if I hadn't read the book first. And the book was really good. I really loved it and I want a sequel. I'm gonna email the author right now and be like, "Hey, you should do this before I do it myself and write a fan fiction that you'll hate." Um, like hear me out. Me with my I mean, obviously I'm an expert on geopolitics since I'm a Country Humans YouTuber. I think me and the author of Project Hail Mary together, we would create a beautiful sequel about the geopolitics of Earth and Arid. It would be great. We need to do a collaboration right now. Get out of here, Adobe Acrobat notification. Um, I've been procrastinating on finishing the book for so long. I read it in a day. Like it was bad. Not bad. The book wasn't bad. I say it's bad as in like I am obsessed and mentally ill about these rocks. Um, they're so beautiful. They're so rock shaped. I mean, I don't know what other shapes they would be. Um, they're kind of spider shaped. I don't know. I think they're cute. I'm speaking English because I'm speaking Spanish, learning English. Oh, okay. I do speak a little bit of Spanish, so if you need to talk in Spanish, I can try to understand. I can't promise I'll understand everything. So said they practically could remove all the background characters. Yeah, Dimitri and I read till 5 a.m. and then went to see the movie the same day. That's awesome. Love that. They are friend shaped. That is the word I was looking for. Yeah, I loved I loved just like I loved reading it and then and hearing like about all of the different like specialists from different countries. I thought that was so fascinating. It was like, oh yeah, of course the medical technician person would be from Thailand. That literally just makes sense because their medical technology, like they're really like their economy is super involved with manufacturing of like MRI machines and shit like that. It was so cool because like Is it, okay, is it pronounced Andy Ware or Andy I don't know how to pronounce his fucking name. But like I was like, man, this guy is actually well researched. That's awesome. I love that. I love when the world is believable. And translate. How you been? I have been okay. I've been like a little mediocre. I'm just tracing this leg because I can't be fucked to draw it twice. Um, I mean, I'm also low-key tracing the whole drawing from the paper drawing I did, but it's fine. Um, not two-dimensional, yeah. Yeah, okay, like that was something that I was confused about in the movie is that like he was like so like jolly and full of whimsy, but like in the book he was like really serious and shit, and like that, like I don't know, that was a little weird. Okay, also I low-key have beef with them making Strat East German instead of Dutch. Like don't get me wrong, love East Germany. Big fan of East. Well, okay, I can't say that because that makes me sound like I support oppressive communist governments. For the record, I don't support any oppressive government, regardless of communism. But like you know, we know how I feel about East Germany from a country homo's perspective, because like that's like my baby. East Germany is like my son. He's just a little guy. I love East Germany, but I was like, why would you change that? Like that's such a weird detail to change. Like, why are this is Dutch erasure? As a Dutch person, I'm super offended. Guys, the Dutch are being genocided. I sound like Elon Musk, bro. um, personally wowed by how the white person forgot their names. Yeah, Strat, I think. Your draw is beautiful. Thank you. Yippee! Yeah, she was like speaking Russian and Chinese and English, and I was like, wow. Also, she's like, I don't know. I think I just am gay. I think I just like women. That's my problem, guys. I just like women. Um, but yeah, what was I yapping about? I should do a Pride Month video. I low-key forgot about existing, not gonna lie. Um, it's homosexuality month. Do type shit. And bears shit in huh? What I mean, I guess you're not wrong. It's not like it's not like they're shitting in the toilet. I guess bears do shit in grass. I guess I just never thought about it before, and I'm not really sure why you would bring up the location of where bears shit, but I mean, you do you. Hey man, I'm not about to yuck your yum. I'm just a little confused. Do you think any country human ship has aged worse than actually no, I think it's aged really well. I'm not even gonna lie. Um I low-key think it's aged well. Because Trump has Putin's dick so far up his ass. I think it's aged well. You know, honestly, I don't think that, well, actually, I'm not sure, but Russia and America as a ship, I don't think it would have been as popular if Trump wasn't president during like the golden days of the Country Humans fandom in like 2019 and 2020. I low-key don't I think everybody would have like I mean, maybe they still would have liked it because, like, of the enemies to lovers thing that they got going on. But like, I think if Trump wasn't president, it would not be as popular. I'm gonna be so real. Like, this guy has so many legs. Why so many legs? Every day is leg day for these guys. I should do the legs meme with these nerds. I'll watch you in a bit. My favorite movie mention. Yeah, Project Hail Mary is such a fucking banger. And like I know I'm like late to the party by like 3 months, but like it's fine. I do regret not seeing it in theaters. Like I knew it existed because I heard people talking about it, but I just didn't care because I didn't know what it was about. And I only just recently. Okay, here's the thing. I watched the movie like 3 times in the past 5 days. I'm a little ill. I'm a little I'm a little special. I'm a little built different. And I love these rocks. They make me so happy. Like, okay, first of all, I'm going to use a translator. Did you know that China is taking advantage of Russia? Oh, yes, absolutely. Why so little legs on humans? Question. Yes. They're getting closer and closer to being canon. I don't even ship them. I always kind of ship them, but more in like a joking way. But I mean, also like low key as a coping mechanism because I was like, what if like we didn't want to blow each other up? That'd be so cute. Um, But yeah, yeah, no, Russia is low-key China's bitch now, and I feel like not enough people are talking about that. Cause I don't know, I feel like somehow we're still, oh shit, we're still like stuck with the perception that Russia has the second strongest military in the world, when the reality is they have the second strongest military in Ukraine. Like everybody is like so afraid of Russia, but Russia's like quaking in their boots right now. Like they're tweaking out. Russia was never as powerful as people thought it was. I think that's like a remnant of the Cold War mindset. Because, I mean, the Soviet Union also was never as powerful as people thought it was. Like, oh, yeah, sure, they scared us by, like, sending shit into space and they had nukes and stuff, but, like, logically speaking, they never could have won a war against the West if it had come to that, which thank God it didn't, because millions of people still would have died, but yeah. Um, I wish I could have seen the movie, but I haven't got it from the library, and my ass isn't renting it from Amazon. Loki, you can just pirate it. Um, my friend actually pirated it the first time we watched it. Or the first time I watched it, but then I watched it with my parents because I was like, you guys have got to watch this. And so we rented it from Amazon because I don't know, I guess my parents think piracy is bad. Meanwhile, I low-key don't care. If it's coming from a major studio, I don't care about pirating things because, like, how much money are they gonna lose from me pirating it, you know? I don't know. Moscow's power grid got crippled by the yeah, it's crazy. So they feel sick watching Russian content because both countries are actively bombing innocent people. Yeah, it's rough, but I don't know. I feel like the jokes are still fun because how else how else are we meant to deal with this? Like, I mean, that's what the Ukrainians are doing. Like I think that's maybe not like a thing that's super culturally prevalent in like Europe and America to joke about shitty things happening. But that's how I'm built. Like if anything goes horribly wrong, my first response is to make jokes, and usually that's not a great thing because it gets me some weird looks. But the Ukrainians just do that all the time. I think they're out of fucks to give, which that's fair. I think that's just a Slavic thing though, to be honest. Like, 'cause like what else are you supposed to do if everything is going wrong? Like you need a little joy and whimsy. Um, yeah, where please I need to I don't know where you would pirated it, but just like I was looking for Captain Warsaw is super uneven. What do you mean Warsaw is super uneven? Super uneven? Oh, is that a translation error? Do you mean odd as in like strange or something? I don't know, maybe I'm dumb. Or is it like is it shaped weird? Is that what you're saying? I don't know what it looks like shape-wise. The Rockling. He's such a rock. I feel like I made this arm way too long. He needs his arm shortened. Sorry, buddy. You're getting even shorter now. Like your wife. Wait, okay, first of all, just gotta say, Rocky pulled a bad bitch. Like just saying. Um I'm revealing too much about myself, aren't I? It's fine. Don't worry about it. Um, maybe odd shaped. Here, wait, let me look up a map of Warsaw and I'll show you guys if it's odd. Okay, yeah, that is kind of odd shaped. Hold on, let me like take a screenshot and then just copy and paste it. It's shaped weird. Like, what are we doing? But I guess all cities are kind of shaped weird, but I don't know. Economically, there are many wealthier people and poorer people, and there is nothing in between. Oh, uneven as in like wealth inequality. Okay, okay, I understand. Yeah, I mean, I really think that's kind of, well, I was gonna say that's a leftover of Soviet occupation, but okay, so the thing is really weird, the thing about wealth inequality, because I noticed that like wealth inequality is in Europe, like at least for the most part, is like not that bad. And then in America it's shit because we're a corporate hellscape. And then in Eastern European, it's shit because they were a communist hellscape and all the oligarchs like took pieces out of the pie as soon as communism collapsed, and it's super corrupt. And I think that is so fascinating how you can like be so economically shit on both ends of the spectrum of communism and capitalism. Like Europe, especially like the Nordics, they have like they're in a really good middle ground where they have like democratic socialism in place and it works and they're doing fine. They're doing much better than everyone else. Meanwhile, you have like the hyper capitalist United States, which is just a shithole. And then you have former communist countries like Hungary, which are also shitholes. And Russia too. Like I find that fascinating how you can have two completely different economic systems that are at odds for each other and like in the end low-key get sort of the same result. Like that's crazy. Poland actually had one of the best recoveries from communism economy-wise. That is true. Hello Rockling. This is true microwave spaghetti. Um This is true. You know, I find Estonia so fascinating because I think out of all the post-Soviet countries, like including the Warsaw Pact, obviously Estonia was part of the Soviet Union, which is different than just being a satellite state. But Estonia has had the best recovery out of all of those countries. And I think that's so fascinating because there's so little attention paid to Estonia because it's just this tiny Baltic country. And I think part of the reason that they've been so successful is that they've been like modeling themselves after Finland to some extent, which is another very successful country. Um, Social democracy, my beloved. True. It could be much worse. It could always be much worse. Go make spaghetti. I don't want spaghetti. I'm a fake Italian. Okay, can I be so real? I hate red sauce. Like, I literally can't eat it. It will make me physically sick. When I It's funny. I have a very Italian last name. Um, so when I went on an exchange trip to Japan, my host family, I think, saw my last name, my very Italian last name, and was like, "Oh, she probably likes Italian food because she's Italian." So they made me pasta with red sauce. And that was like the first meal I had after a 16-hour plane flight. Um, and I was eating it because I didn't want to be rude. Like I that would be so awful for their first impression of me to be like rejecting their food. I ate everything I was given in Japan, even though I'm a really picky eater, because I really did not want to be rude to these people who were being so nice to me. So I pretty much just ate everything I was given, even if it like literally made me sick. I have like I'm a very picky eater, and like I feel like people misunderstand being a picky eater, and they think it's like a choice when it's like literally not. Like that's your body rejecting food that it thinks is unsafe. That's what it's like for me anyway. So I was eating this spaghetti with red sauce, and I was like literally I was so nauseous, but I forced myself to eat it because I didn't want to be rude. Um, and I felt so bad, but it was really funny. Hello, red sauce. Yeah, tomato sauce. It's so bad. Did you know that China, the United States, the United Kingdom has created Al Qaeda? Yeah, that's about it. We pretty much did. Hi Mooney Tunes. Hello. I bet that shit was good as hell, you ungrateful chudling. Listen, I'm sure it would have been good to you. But I like just eating fruit and cheese and rice. I could live on a diet of fruit and cheese and rice and be happy. Like, I'm a very picky eater, and I really wish I wasn't because I know how inconvenient it is um for everyone else, and I feel really bad. But like, it was rough. But Japan, like, actually was not like very, it was not difficult to survive in as a picky eater because they had a lot of rice, and I love rice. Like, I just ate so much white rice. I agree. I don't want. It's called marinara. Okay, well, I'm stupid. Do you like me to talk about politics in Spain since I'm from? Oh yeah, I would love to hear about that. I find Spanish politics super interesting because, like, okay, it's so fascinating how they were fascist up until like the 1970s. Like, that's crazy. And they still had all their colonies in Africa. Like, same thing with Portugal. Like, that's so fascinating. Like, they were just like so behind when it came to implementing democracy. Like, that is so interesting to me. Um as another picky eater, I agree. I feel so bad whenever I don't want to eat something. Yeah, exactly. You're legitimately a rodent. I know, brother. Think they're talking about food and I'm talking about food. I just don't understand food. You spoke about rice like a Chinese peasant. Listen, I love rice. I love just okay. Here's my problem though. I don't like soy sauce because it makes the texture of rice weird. Like, it makes it too soggy. And like, I know that rice is supposed to be soggy, and like there's a certain amount of sog that's good in rice, but if it's too much, then I don't like it. So I am like, I'm the whitest person on the face of the planet. I literally put salt on my rice whenever I have white rice. And listen, it's good. It's so fucking good. I love white rice with salt, but I can't stand soy sauce. Hi, Phoebe. Can you not step on my drawing tablet? I'm insanely picky, and I'm also on the autism spectrum. It's not like we're trying to be difficult, but when it comes to putting things in your mouth, that's yeah, no, exactly, because it's like it's not like there's some things that if I try to eat them, I will literally throw up. Like peas, I cannot eat peas. I literally will gag and throw up. It's the worst. Um, and I wish that people were more accommodating for picky eaters because it's not, I mean, at least in my experience, I'm not doing it on purpose. Like, it's literally my body rejecting this food. Um, and I feel so bad about it, and I know it's a pain in the ass, but it's like, I don't know. Like, I can totally manage myself just fine and have a relatively healthy diet because I eat a lot of fruit and cheese and like nuts and stuff. Um, but like I hate steak. Like, the texture of steak, especially like when it's like charred, it's like eating tree bark. I hate it. And everyone else I know loves steak, and I'm like, what is wrong with you people? Oh, also pizza. Can't stand pizza with red sauce. Like, I like white pizza. I guess I'm just a pizza racist. They call me like the pizza, yeah, they call me the pizza racist. Nobody's ever called me that. Don't start calling me that, please. But yeah, like pizza with just cheese and no red sauce like is totally fine. But like, I don't know. Me when I'm a squirrel, true, can't eat white rice and need some sauce. You speak more highly than rice as me as a Chinese person, by the way. Then you balance it out by adding salt. That is very white. I know I'm white as hell. I'm sorry for being white. Can you guys believe it? In 2026, you have to apologize for being white. That's a joke. I eat a lot of cheese, not beating the rat. Okay, it's true. The situation in Spain is always very divided. There's a lot of racism and intolerance towards immigrants, and there's a lot of drug trafficking politics is all over places. Life costs more than you earn. Yeah, it's I think wait, oh my gosh, you know how at family gatherings and parties and stuff there's food and others eat all the stuff you like, but yeah, I hate that so much. Me and my white ass pizza. Pizza in general is overrated, true. Why you call it red sauce? I thought it was marinara sauce. Well, I'm just stupid. And I've always called it red sauce. I think it might be like a New Jersey thing because I grew up in New Jersey, but maybe it's not. Maybe I'm just stupid. I guess red sauce is like really fucking stupid to say now that I think about it, but I just think about it as the red sauce. I guess if it was something that I actually liked or like ate often, I would call it what it is. I might just be stupid. Um, it's fine though. Um, but yeah, yeah, in Spain is super interesting because I think part of the reason for the so I mean obviously there's a lot of democratic backslide going on in a lot of Europe, but Spain is kind of a special case because they are like compared to the rest of Europe, or at least the rest of Western Europe, they are so recently coming out of fascism. Like it's only been since like the 1970s that they haven't been fascist. And on top of that, their economy is it's not as bad as like Greece, but Spain and Portugal definitely have like a debt crisis, which obviously makes living way harder. Um, because I mean obviously like they all use the euro, but to an extent like it has different values, not in the sense of the money itself is different in different countries, but like the amount of money that you earn is different. So it's really rough. Um and I feel like I don't know, I feel like it's just super fascinating how the politics of the European Union work, especially when you have countries like Spain in there who are and like Turkey even like and Hungary who are so recently coming out of like and in some cases sliding back into authoritarianism. I just think that's so fascinating how they all wait, Turkey isn't in the European Union. What the hell am I talking about? I was just thinking about NATO, my bad. Um, but yeah, I just think that it's so fascinating. I love politics. Yippee. I've been to Spain 2 times. I missed the ice cream. It was so good. True. They're talking about food and I don't even know what's going on. Can you recommend something to help me learn English? Do you Okay, first of all, do you use Duolingo? Because I found that extremely helpful. I'm using it to learn Ukrainian right now. Another thing I would recommend is watching movies that you or shows that you've already watched in English. Like if you need Spanish subtitles that also helps, but I feel like if you immerse yourself in the language, then you learn it better. Like you can't just be in a classroom being taught. You have to actually use it and listen to people speak it. So watching shows in a language you're trying to learn, especially when it's a show you've already watched and you kind of know what's going on, that can really help you pick it up. Um, and using tools like Duolingo also helps. I also find it helpful to be in communities where people speak that language. Like, I have been speaking to a lot of Ukrainians, and they are all, I find, very helpful. Uh, when you tell them that you're trying to learn their language. Like I've had a lot of Ukrainians help me with like grammar and uh different words and stuff. So finding people at least well, I guess with English speakers people probably aren't as excited to help you because a lot of people speak English, so it's not quote unquote impressive, which is fucking stupid. Because like so many immigrants like they know 3 languages and then it's not impressive somehow, but then as soon as a white person knows 3 languages everyone's like, oh my gosh, you're so smart, when it's like, well, I don't know about that. But yeah, took 2 honors French classes in high school. Was good at the class but I retained no information. You're like, yeah, this, what did you say the other day? This is just a glimpse into how Ukrainian my mind has become. Yeah, I'm basically an ambassador at this point, if you think about it. But yeah, try to get some English speaking friends. That too. I don't want to trash on Spain, but it was very unwelcoming for me. Also super funny because my Slavic family barely speaking English totally is American. Yeah. Spain, I've never been to Spain. I have been to Mexico. I found that the people in Mexico were super friendly. But I mean, obviously Mexico and Spain are way different countries, like on so many levels. Um, but yeah, I was like, yeah, it was super fascinating. Like everybody was so friendly and jovial. I low-key think that like in some cases, not all cases, but people from countries who have historically like they've had it kind of rough tend to be like nicer people, I guess. I don't, maybe it's like a marker of privilege or something that like you don't need to be nice to people if you've had it really good all your life. Like there's so many people in America who are just assholes. I mean there are assholes everywhere, but like I find that especially in America, like okay, I think when things are hard, that encourages the formation of communities and like mutual aid. Um, but in America, we have this hyper individualistic society where nobody really looks out for each other. And I think that's definitely part of the problem. So it was super fascinating when I went to Mexico and everyone was so friendly. And when I went to Japan and everyone was so friendly. And everyone was looking out for each other. Like, we just don't have that in America. And I can't speak on behalf of if it's like that in Spain. But I wouldn't be surprised if it was. So I just think that's very fascinating. But maybe I'm wrong about everything. Duolingo's been next to useless for me. That's rough. Learned almost nothing. 2 weeks completed the entire. I have seen the Backrooms. I liked it a lot. It was very fun. Um, I do wish that they like, because like I remember in I haven't watched the Backrooms like series on YouTube in a while, but I feel like the monsters were like more mechanical looking. I wish they had leaned into that more because the pirate thing was like weird, and I feel like they could have had more like foreshadowing about that, or like taken it slower. Like I mean, if I were writing the movie, I would have had it so like he oh my god, what was the protagonist's name? I don't even remember. Oh, shit, I don't remember his name. Have you seen anything on Deltarune 5 yet? Okay, yeah, I have not seen anything about Deltarune Chapter 5, so nobody spoil that. Um, my experience in Spain feels more community focused than individualistic, which is a breath of fresh air from living in Hong Kong. It's also been a regional thing. I lived in the South my whole life, specifically Tennessee, and people are very welcoming and friendly. The city I grew up in is Clark. That's what I thought. I thought it was Carl for some reason. So the Mechanical Monsters in the Backroom series, the Tripod Guy, are part of the async lore related to the bacterial growth in that dimension. Thank you for that. I appreciate that because I haven't watched that series in years. Yeah, but Clark, I feel like if I were writing the movie, what I would have done is after he discovered the backrooms. Hold on, how am I drawing these legs? I would have had it hold on, let me adjust these legs. I would have had it so that like he was like, oh my gosh, this is just free infinite furniture that I can sell, and he would have like started selling the furniture and then maybe became really successful and greedy, and like he would have like really leaned into the Captain Clark persona more, and it would have become like more of an alter ego that was like obvious. um because I found it very jarring how like Pirate Clark was not really a huge part of the movie before. Like they had him like doing the commercials and stuff in the opening, but it wasn't super, I guess, obvious where it was going, and I was just really confused when like it became a thing suddenly. But overall, I did think the movie was very, very good. It was just some of the pacing was a little bit off. And I think they could have handled it a bit better if they wanted to go the route of the Pirate Clark thing. But overall, I thought it was very good. Um, yeah, this shit with Clark is related to more psychological aspects. That is true. Um, but yeah. My high school, we were collaborating with a high school in the United States. Oh, cool. I'm in the US, but my family's from Guatemala. Dude, I want to go to Guatemala so bad. Like, I want to go to every country so bad. What am I even talking about? Like, I say that about every country. Like, okay, I have specific countries that, like, I wouldn't go to, but, like, I wouldn't go to, like, Serbia, or, like, I don't know. Like, not that, and this is not me saying that all Serbian people are fucking evil or something. I wouldn't go there because, like, it's a little too pro-Russian for me and a little too, um, special. It's a little, it's not somewhere where I would really like to go. And, like, that kind of sucks because it is a beautiful country. Also, like, dude, so many countries in the Middle East are so beautiful, but like I wouldn't go there because, well, first of all, I'm a woman. And I wouldn't exactly feel the safest. Which, again, not to say that all people in the Middle East are like super evil, sexist, it's- evil, horrible people, because they're not. There's good and bad people in the Middle East like there are everywhere else. Um, but it's like, it's just, especially now since Israel's like bombing, and Iran too at this point is bombing the shit out of everyone. Which, I mean, we attacked Iran first, so like I'm not, I mean, listen, I don't like Iran, as in like the current regime. Like, fuck the Ayatollah. The cringe as hell. Uh, they should overthrow their government. Um, but like, Iran is so beautiful, and I mean, we've just blown it to smithereens, so that fucking sucks. But yeah, there are so many places in the Middle East I would love to go to, but I would not feel safe right now. I really want to see the Dead Sea. Like, I think that is one of the most whimsical places on the face of the planet. But well, I definitely wouldn't want to give my tourist dollars to Israel. That's a big no. Absolutely not. But like the other places where you can access it just aren't safe, and that sucks so bad because I would love to go to the Middle East. It's such a beautiful, culturally rich place, but it's just not the safest right now. Should go to Sierra Leone. I have really wanted to go to Rwanda. What I do know is people who are very racist here in Spain. Those who speak English are often treated badly, especially the Brit. That's really interesting. Um, I think I think in Europe especially there's been this like wave of xenophobia and anti-immigrant sentiment. And I mean obviously this is happening in the US as well. Just take a look at what ICE is doing. Fuck ICE, by the way. Uh I think yeah, it's just it's so weird how white people, and I say this as a white person, so like obviously I'm not, I probably have my own biases and like prejudices. Like I'm not a perfect human being. I was raised in an extremely white area, but I like to think that I'm not a racist piece of shit. But I think it's 'cause it's like white people will see like the population of brown people increasing, and then they'll be like, oh, but I don't want white people to become a minority. And it's like, is that because your country historically treats minorities poorly? Could that be it, perchance? um but there's just like, I don't understand how you can feel threatened by people who are willing to like learn your culture and join your country. Like, I do think there are like some cultural issues that are a little concerning. Like, um, there are statistics that are real about like, uh, at least in some European countries, about like assault being committed more frequently by like refugees from the Middle East, but that's just because their culture, like the culture of like treating women shittily, like that's something that just needs to be deprogrammed. Like if you have education programs and like assimilation programs that don't focus on like assimilating into like culture as in like, you know, language and that shit, but focusing on teaching these people that like, hey, some of the things you've been told all your life are not great, and that's not your fault because you've literally just been told them all your life. um I think that it is a little bit difficult on that front because there are cultural differences that are genuinely like, I don't want to say problematic, but they do clash, but that's like not a matter of the individual like somehow being shitty, or like the nationality itself somehow being shitty. It's the culture that they grew up in, and that's not their fault that they grew up in that culture that might not like treat women well, for example, you know. um US is arguably one of the most environmentally diverse and beautiful countries in the world, but the government is abysmal. Absolutely. um can't think of a country that's not beautiful in terms of environment. Is really just dependent on the government. That is definitely true. My dad is a bit pro-Russian. Cringe, cringe, cringe. I'm going to Serbia after I graduate high school. My dad is going there for a business trip. Oh, cool. White people fundamentally can't become a minority because of how much we've oppressed literally everyone else since the history of forever. True. That's the thing. Like when like Donald Trump calls like majority non-white countries shitholes, it's like, have you ever thought about how maybe they're shitholes because they've been oppressed by white people for literally hundreds of years? Like, you ever think about that? Maybe that's why everything is garbage in so many countries in Africa and the Middle East. It's like we created that situation to an extent. Oh my gosh, hello Poker Helix 8407. Thank you for the $5. Greatly appreciate this. This is so epic. Yippee! Thank you so much. He says Ukraine deserves to be invaded because they treat and speak Russian super bad. Okay. Untrue. That is absolutely untrue. First of all, President of Ukraine Zelensky, he grew up speaking Russian. So that is just false. Um, that's a myth, perpetuated by the Russian government as a justification. They did. Wait, can you guys even hear me? Did my microphone disconnect? My microphone might have disconnected. Hold on, let me check. Okay, I think you guys can hear me. Why is my pen? Oh, now my pen's working. But yeah, it's so. Okay, so Russia actually used the same justification to invade Georgia in 2008. They said that Georgians were committing genocide against ethnic Russians in South Ossetia and oh, what's the other place? South Ossetia and oh my god, what is the other place? There's another breakaway region, but I don't remember the name. Am I tweaking? I guess I'm just tweaking. But yeah, that is something there's a term, it's called genocidal framing, where you basically the person who's going to commit genocide accuses the people that they are committing genocide against of committing genocide against them. So it's basically like every accusation is a confession. Russia did that in Ukraine. Russia has done that in Georgia in 2008. So that the thing about Russian speakers being treated badly in Ukraine is just not true because over 50% of the population speaks Russian. That's a scapegoat and a lie that Putin is using to justify his war. Um, Hold on a minute. Uh, did you see the Belfast rise? I don't think it's a race issue, but it's definitely an Islam problem. Europe does have a problem, it's undeniable. Abkhazia, thank you for that. Oh, thank you for the £5. I do okay. Like I gotta be careful about what I say here because I have a huge issue with the way that people like will criticize Christianity, but then say you can't criticize Islam. I think it's perfectly reasonable to criticize Islam just as it's perfectly reasonable to criticize Christianity and Judaism and any other religion for that matter. It's just the way, especially in the aftermath of 9/11. Did I say thank you for the £5? I meant to say it, but if I didn't say it, I'm sorry. I think, in the aftermath of 9/11, like, it was used as an excuse to be xenophobic, when, I mean, of course there are problems with Islam. Like, you can't deny that there's a problem when, you know, countries that have like state imposed religion like are stoning gay people to death. Like that's a problem. And like when Islamic countries are horribly misogynistic, that's a problem. But I also think it's definitely a matter of the individual, because like I've met Islam people, I've met Muslims who like are super progressive. um and so I really think it's a matter of like expanding your worldview, and that can be challenging when you've grown up in a place where that worldview isn't challenged. And I also think that like the way that Islam is sort of weaponized by not so okay, I think religion, organized religion in general, is like low-key more trouble than it's worth, because it gives these countries like way too much of an opportunity to allow people to organize like around like some huge cause that's like bigger than them, which is like it leaves a lot of opportunity for bad actors to come in and weaponize it. And I think that has definitely happened with Islam, but I also think part of the reason why that happened is that the Middle East has been exploited by Europeans for so long. So, like, when you've been exploited for decades, and then you have some, like, religious fanatic come in and say, hey, this is the only way we can save ourselves, and it's by, having all of these crazy religious fundamentalists, like, in power and imposing their will on you. Um, I mean, I think that kind of makes sense, you know? Serbia is a beautiful place. I've been to Belgrade. I know you have gripes with politics over Ukraine, and that's fine. Ukraine are fighting the good fight, but it's not black and white. That is true. Oh, of course Ukraine has done bad. I think everyone has done bad. Um, Ukraine, obviously, well, the thing about the Nazi connections with Ukraine, I think that's low-key, that's kind of another case of, like, the thing where I was talking about how, if you've been oppressed by white people for years, like the Islamists, like, they they might sound appealing to you. But first of all, I will say way more Ukrainians fought and died fighting against the Nazis in the Red Army than they did fight for the Nazis. But the ones who did, and I'm not saying it's justified, um, the ones who did fight with the Nazis, I think, okay, I want to preface this by saying I'm not a Nazi defender. I think Nazis should explode. Um, and it's really awesome that Hitler is dead. I don't think anyone, well, actually, some people will argue with that, but hey, whatever. Those people aren't worth my time. But I think you kind of have to understand that Ukraine, like, a genocide was committed against them by the Soviets. So, like, okay, hypothetically speaking, you're Ukraine. This is Ukraine. Here's the Soviet Union, who has been bullying you for 800 years. Here's Nazi Germany, who comes in and says, hey, we're totally gonna get rid of the Soviets. We hate them. And we're, like, totally not gonna get rid of you afterwards, because we low-key hate you too. Like, if you're a Ukrainian and your whole family has been starved to death and persecuted by the Soviets, you're probably gonna look at the Nazis and be like, well, it's the lesser of two evils. But for the most part, Ukrainians did fight against the Nazis, and that's, like, sort of a historical misconception. But of course, there are Ukrainian groups who do have ties to Nazis. There's groups like that in every country. So like you said, yeah, it's not black and white. Every country has their flaws. Like, Ukraine has their flaws. Like, they did horrible things to the Polish, and the Polish did horrible things to them. Um, and it's rough because a lot of violence in history is caused by fear. Some of it's justified, some of it's not. But you know what's never justified? Fucking killing innocent people. And sometimes it's, yeah, it's rough. Ukraine have done bad things and Nazis. Wait, hold on, where am I going? I know you're on a public stream, but I was thinking about all the FBI stuff, and my life has been moving good, but I'm worried. Oh, holy shit! It's you. Damn, I didn't realize that. If you understand, I'm sorry. Okay, I do appreciate the apology. Um, I I don't think. I mean, this is probably a conversation that should happen in private, but I don't think any of that is, like, really a concern anymore. I haven't talked to the FBI in years, so I don't think they're on your ass. I think you just gotta move on, and I know that's hard. It's been hard for me. It's hard for everyone in the situation, but I think you kind of probably just shouldn't let it hang over your head when realistically probably nothing's gonna happen with all of that. I don't know, but yeah. For those who don't know, don't worry about it. That one post where that guy said sometimes shit be Hispanic. Not everything is black and white. That's crazy. True. But yeah, no, like, I do totally have an issue with people saying that, like, somehow you can't criticize Islam. I think you can absolutely criticize Islam, but I also think you need to understand that, like, not all Muslims are really shitty people. I think every person is a product of their environment. Um, and there's a lot of deprogramming that has to be done sometimes for people to live uh together in integrated communities. Um, because again, fear is a very powerful motivator. Polish people do find it super offensive. Yeah. I did hear about like the whole debacle with the Ukrainian armed forces group that was like named after one of the people. I don't remember his name. Or it was like a unit or something that like massacred a bunch of Polish civilians. Um and I think the thing about that is like from what I have seen, like Ukrainians are very aware that their national heroes are not perfect. And I also think that like in a moment like this, like infighting between Poles and Ukrainians is really unproductive when they're all, I say we're as if I'm as if I'm a Pole or a Ukrainian, when Europe is facing a much greater threat in the form of Russia. It's so interesting though, because I think like in another lifetime, Ukraine and Poland would be like besties. Um but yeah, it probably would be better to talk in private later if you're up for that, but obviously no. All right. Perchance you can criticize anything as long as you're criticizing fairly and not targeting anyone specifically. This is true. That is absolutely true. Like you can definitely criticize Islam, but you can't say stuff like as like you said, it's not always black and white. Sometimes shit be Hispanic. Um, it's never a reason to discriminate against entire groups. Are you still planning on going to Ukraine? Yeah, I am. But of course, airfare's through the fucking roof, so I'm probably gonna open art commissions to work on saving up for that because now a round trip to Poland from which or I would either go to Poland or Chisinau in Moldova. I'm not sure because you can't fly directly into Ukraine. But of course I do think like I don't want to say this with certainty, but I feel like the war is sort of winding down. So I mean if the war ends, I might just be able to fly straight into Ukraine, and also that would be less dangerous, which I know my parents would really like that. Um but yeah, I am planning on going to Ukraine. I probably, if I went during wartime, it would just be to Lviv, which is very, very safe. I mean, obviously, it's not like the safest place on the planet. You're still in a war zone, but compared to everywhere else, it is very safe. Uh, I would go to Lviv, and only help with humanitarian stuff because I do not have it in me to kill people. Sometimes shit be Hispanic. Totally my opinion. I think they shouldn't have named it that way. I love Ukrainians, by the way. I also think we were meant to be besties. Yeah, I don't think they should have named it that way either. I think that was kind of an oversight. Um I'm unsure if they like I know that it was acknowledged, but I don't know if they corrected it. Like I'm not sure if they like renamed the group or anything. But yeah, I agree. I think when you're I mean, Ukraine is obviously in like the PR battle of the century right now. So they kind of have to be careful with what they do. Which is inconvenient, but don't we all have to be careful about what we do and say? I think that's just part of being a human and interacting with others. I was actually in Kiev for a football match back in 2018. That's crazy. It's devastating what happened because people were really nice to us. Yeah. I'll wait until I'm 18 so my parents can stop me from going with you. Yeah, true. I want to go to Fiji, but it's too expensive. Oh, cool. I have not watched Italia. Yeah, Kiev is such a beautiful city. Like, it's genuinely just fucking devastating what has happened to Ukraine. It's devastating, like, what's happened in so many places. Like, dude, the fucking earthquake in Venezuela, I don't see anybody talking about it. Like, we were talking about Venezuela more when like, we, like, abducted Maduro, and that killed, like, what, 20 people, most of whom were Cuban missionaries. Not missionaries, but, militants. Um, yeah, I just think I don't know. Shit's just it's so insane. And I don't know. Maybe that's why I like Project Hail Mary so much. It's because like, wow, the concept of not having borders. It's crazy. Anyways, on to coloring these beautiful rocks who I love. My beautiful chud rocks. I feel okay, like Rocky's low key a chud. I feel like Adrian isn't a chud. Like Adrian's too majestic to be a chud. Like that's a bit. I was talking with microwave spaghetti earlier. Is Ecuador was not earthquake. I am pretty sure it was in Venezuela where most of the damage was done, but the epicenter could have been in Ecuador, or at least like Ecuador could have been affected. Forgot this was a Project Hail Mary stream. Yeah, so did I. Um, but I was talking. What were we even saying? I completely lost my train of thought. What was I talking about? I don't know. Oh, I remember what I was talking about. We were saying that like, or I was saying that Rocky is like a he him genderless blob, and Adrian is like a they she butch. I don't know why. What color? I haven't consider. Hold on, I need to look up a reference image for Rocky. Because I mean, obviously he has, like, various colors, but I want to keep my design relatively simple, because... Whoa, 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 whoa. That's not it. Sorry, it's really, and I'm glad that I figured out how to only have one window open on stream, because when you can type anything into Google and it will come up with porn. And I don't need that happening. That would be cringe and gay. I mean, not that there's anything wrong with gay people. Like, I mean, it's Pride Month. I'm not allowed to be homophobic. I'm only allowed to be homophobic in July. Um, that's a joke. I'm allowed to make homophobia jokes. I'm pan, so take that, critics of me. I think it's interesting about Hetalia. Rocky pulled a bad bitch statement. That's what I'm saying. I think what's interesting about Italy is that the countries stay the same no matter how many centuries pass. Countries can only die if countries dissolve entirely. Interesting. Have I watched Total Drama? I have not. I like the the concept of grace. I like the idea of grace introducing the concept of gendered pronouns to Iridians and all of them being like, "Oh shit, that's crazy." Like, I wonder if they like, cause like I guess that was never really explored much in the book. I feel like this isn't the right color. Is that I feel like it's some hold on, I'm making like a gradient just to get one color that's a mix of these two because I'm stupid. That's not. There we go. Literally just made a gradient to get a color. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Okay, I feel like that's good. That's good enough. Um yeah, I hate the gays. I stay with a giant pansexual flag in my room. With all the biphobia I've been seeing on Twitter and shit, I think that bisexual people should just start hitting gay people and straight people. I think that would be really funny. That's a joke. I feel like I always have to clarify when something's a joke. Because I don't know. I over-explain myself a lot. I think I might just be fucked up. One time I saw somebody about the image visual circus and instead of watching it, but they saw the image, they saw the most disgusting shit. That's okay. That's like the rough part about like existing. Just in general, is that like you will see the most horrid shit completely by accident and be like, oh, that's not that's not what I was looking for. I remember vividly when I was in like 6th grade, we had this kid. This is a different line. Wait, oh my god, bro. Hold on a minute. Wait, whoops. Do I care enough to fix that? I don't think so. It's fine. This is just a reference image for me. But yeah, ignore that. That's so annoying. I can't. This is gay. Whatever. Also, something I think you would find interesting when is my city held a Canadian Ukrainian pierogi eating contest. That's crazy. That's so awesome. I love that. This party's existence is deeply true. There was a Ukrainian Easter festival that I was gonna go to, but I like around the same time I had my wisdom teeth removed and I was just like in so much pain that I just couldn't go, which sucked because I really wanted to go. Um but perchance next time. Yeah, I was in Chicago visiting my aunt and uncle and my grandfather. And we accidentally found like the biggest Ukrainian diaspora ever. Like we went to go get pancakes at this pancake house that had the same name as me, and then right next to it there was a Ukrainian church. And I was like, "Oh, that's cool." And then right next to that there was a quote unquote European food market. But we went in there. I saw it and I was like, "Can we go in there? I want to see if they have Ukrainian candy because I love Ukrainian candy. I'm so Ukraine pilled. I'm so Roshan. I'm Roshan maxing. I'm Ukraine pilled Roshan maxing." Um and it was literally just all Ukrainian food. It was so cool. Um and then there was like a Ukrainian law center, and I was like, okay, so we literally just found the Ukrainian pocket of Chicago, which was so cool. But yeah, I want to go to Ukraine so bad. They have so much cool shit. It's funny because like I have always like since like 2019 when I first began learning about geopolitics, like I really wanted to go to Ukraine because I thought it was just so cool, and I wanted to like visit Chernobyl and stuff. And like I remember I would joke with my parents like we gotta go to Ukraine before Russia invades them, because I guess it's funny. I have multiple videos actually, um where it's like joking about the Ukraine Russia potential conflict that I posted before the full scale war or the full scale invasion started. Um but yeah, I would like joke with my parents like we need to go to Ukraine before they get invaded. Uh and then they got invaded. Um so it does suck. Now I want to like go to Taiwan before they get invaded. Cause I would love to go to China, but the problem is I can't keep my mouth shut, and I am like super anti-Chinese Communist Party. Like, and don't get me wrong, it's not a racism thing. Uh, I I mean, like, I wouldn't be a fan of Taiwan if I was just racist against Chinese people because the Taiwanese are literally just Chinese people. Like, this is not a racism thing. I also don't want my tourist dollars funding the genocide of Uyghurs and Tibetans, so that's cute. And to an extent, low-key Mongolians, but nobody's ready for that conversation. Either way, it's funny because like yeah, I would love to visit China, but I can't keep my mouth shut. So the next best thing is Taiwan. Low-key, my favorite colors were blue and yellow, which were my OC, and people kept telling me I looked like Ukraine, and then some people saw me more. Yeah, same here, Loki. What's America been like for the average person during the World Cup? I wish my country was there right now. It seems like everyone's loving life in America. I'm not anywhere near any of where the events are happening. Um, but I like there around where I live there have been like some gatherings to watch the games. I haven't been involved at all because I don't really care about sports. It's just like not something I give a damn about. But I think a lot of people are experiencing joy and whimsy. So I haven't been to anything, but from what it seems, people are having a good time. Oh, thank you for the 10 Poland money. Uh Not a revelation, but you're awesome in PK. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. The Poland money. I always call it Poland money because it's like I'm scared of mispronouncing it. I know it's like zlotys or something. Um, but I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, so I just call it Poland money because I'm stupid. But yes, thank you so much for that donation. Um, is there not native Taiwanese people? Oh, there were native Poland money. There were native Taiwanese people, but they were mostly like low-key obliterated by the Japanese. I mean, also, I'm like, wasn't Taiwan? No, Taiwan wasn't a British colony. Who owned Taiwan before the Japanese? Was it just the Chinese? I feel like they were a colony of someone else at some point. Who owned Taiwan before Japan? Um, the Qing dynasty. Okay, so the Dutch and Spanish colonized parts of Taiwan. But yeah, the indigenous people really got super fucked over by the Japanese occupation. So that's part of it. It's close enough. The Netherlands. I don't really want to visit the Netherlands someday. My grandmother is from the Netherlands, so and like I just think it's a beautiful country. I say that about every country, but like it's true. Is it not true? Like I'm trying to think of a country that's not beautiful or like that has no beauty in it, and I can't think of any because like I don't know. I think every country has something really awesome to offer, and I think that's great. I think the least beautiful country in the world is probably like I don't know, like fucking Vatican City because there's like it's too small to have any natural wonders. I'd have thought it was the Dutch crazy Taiwan right off the coast of China. Well, yeah, I mean, I think it's I mean, obviously it's partially because of like during the Taiwan Strait crises, like America and Japan came in with their boats and they were like, no, don't touch Taiwan, please. And it's also partially because Taiwan has this like they've kind of positioned themselves in a way, not positioned physically. They can't really control where their island is. But they've made themselves sort of like just this huge porcupine where like they're small, but you really probably don't want to get poked. And I find that super fascinating. And another thing about why China hasn't invaded Taiwan, I think, is because of the semiconductor industry in Taiwan. It's very specialized. And you know, if China tried to invade Taiwan, why don't I just use a bigger brush instead of making things harder for myself? If China tried to invade Taiwan, Taiwan could like easily sabotage all of that equipment when China literally needs it for their own military hardware. So and it would cause like a global economic crisis. So that's definitely part of why Taiwan has any legs to stand on, because their superconductor industry is like they're the main exporter, I think, in the world of did I say superconductors? I meant semiconductors. Um, and especially with like the growth of AI as a tool, which ew, but yeah, computer chips and stuff, you really probably don't want to mess with the country that's producing all that because if you attack them, they can just sabotage all their equipment and then you have an island that's worth nothing except a little national pride and it just wouldn't be worth it. Do you have a ceiling design? No, I don't, I fear. The entire island is basically a fortress. Yeah. I was sealing Hatalia for Halloween in 2022. Someone saw the sealing flag was a pride flag that I cover. That's crazy. What does the Sealand flag look like? I don't remember. Am I stupid? Let me... Oh, yeah, this one. Yeah. The... I forgot what it looked like. Because I'm a little stupid. But you know what? That's fine. I'm allowed to be stupid. I'm 20 years old. I'm like in my prime era for being stupid. Well, I guess the prime era for being stupid is probably like when you're like 10. Well, I don't know. Because there's different measures of stupidity. Good thing I'll always be stupid. I'll always be a little unintelligent, but you know what? I think if you're too smart, that just makes you miserable. I'd rather live in blissful ignorance. It's red, white, and black. Yes, this is a truth nuke. I don't know what else it would be besides a truth nuke. Like I'm not here to argue over like what flags what colors of flag is. I could be here like actually it's not. It's actually fucking blue. Yeah. And then I'd get sent to like an optometrist. Is that the word for an eye doctor? I'm like 80% sure it is, but I'm also, like I said, I'm also just stupid. So I could be just making shit up. Um, England basically abandoned it. That's crazy work. Me adopting an entire country. I would adopt a country. I would adopt like I said, East Germany is like my child. Like I feel so maternal for East Germany, which is crazy. That's fine. Sure. Have your I'm wondering if I should like move this part to like a different leg because I feel like all of the gold rings are kind of like on one side, so I think that is probably the best course of action. Yeah, sorry Adrian, you're getting your markings moved significantly. Wait, let me where should I put them? I guess like here. Have you heard about free dairy during the Troubles? Basically fortified the entire community. Yeah, I learned about the Troubles, like we had a whole few month long unit about it when I was in like ninth grade. I don't recall as much as I used to, but like it's like the Troubles were so fucking crazy because you had this like modern European country and everyone is just blowing each other up. Like that's I don't know. I mean, I guess Europe blowing itself up isn't anything super revolutionary, but like when it's happening, you know, in the 20th century, that's a little interesting. I feel like Rocky's color, like I don't know, it's off and I can't tell why. Like I feel like it should be more like bright, but I don't know. Maybe Adrian's color is off. Maybe that's my problem. East Germany mentioned fireworks go off. True. Yeah, maybe Adrian's the one that's fucking me up here. Let me see. Like I want to oh shit, sorry Rocky. I want to I don't know. I guess maybe like shading would help so I can like use different blues and greens. Um, but I'm also like trying to figure out how to do it without shade. Well, I guess if I did like, I mean, I don't know, desaturate him. Yeah, he's Rocky's fucking me up a bit. I can't lie. He's fucking me up. It's not very nice of him. Oops. I might just be fucking him up too. You know, this could be a mutual fucking or a mutual fucking up. I worded that really badly and I don't want to hear a single thing about it. Nobody talk about it, okay? We can't let this get out. Even to this day, it still scars my parents and grandparents have some horrific stories for more. I don't think Ireland should be united, in my opinion. Yeah, I mean, I don't see why people are so obsessed with it. The thing with Ireland is like Loki, kind of similar to Taiwan, where like the Chinese want them because it's a point of national pride, as if that wouldn't just make everything more difficult for everyone. I think everyone's just fucking stubborn. I don't know. Status quo is best for peace with Ireland and unity. Yeah, that's true. Because they're rocks and they have a lot of different textures and coloration, so it looks weird because it's flat covered. Let something slip there. I don't want to hear a word. I don't want to hear a word. Microwave spaghetti knows everything about me. It's putting me in danger. Like I think you know more about me than like literally everyone on the face of the planet. Like you know like my deepest darkest secrets. I don't really have that many dark secrets. I just have secrets. There aren't even really secrets. There's just things I'd rather not have people know. My fatal flaw is having information. Yeah. I think there are some times where people just need to like I don't know, appreciate the barriers and boundaries that are there, because if they weren't there, then it would just cause more problems. And like I mean, I don't believe in the sentiment of like, you know, the whole Irish unity thing, but I can get why some people would, because like I said, it's a matter of national pride or whatever, but it's like, why are you valuing national pride over like peace still existing? You know? Your fatal flaw is telling me fucking everything always. True. That's because I can't keep my mouth shut, and I know you're a real one, and I mean, yeah, you're just a real one. Like we have like the same two brain cells, I think, and you're owning both of them, by the way. Um, I'm not responsible enough to own a brain cell. Like we have the same taste in men, and when I say the same taste in men, we're talking about robots and aliens. My fatal flaw is telling you everything always. We're the same guy in a different font. That's what I'm saying. Except you're a woman. True. Gender is just a conspiracy made up by Big Bathroom to sell more bathrooms. Alright, Rocky, I'm giving you spots. You're getting spots. In my fuck ass drawing, I made it so that they were like star shaped and moon shaped. And like I know that they can't see the sun and the moon from Arid, but I think it's cute. And I like that vibe, so we're sticking with it. That is way too big of a pen size. Sorry if I'm spamming the chat. No, you're allowed. Objectives rise to sell more bathrooms. Yeah. How many people like do you think have been objectum throughout history, but like they didn't have the word for it? Like, do you think that there were guys in like the 1700s who were like, man, I have feelings for my sailboat, and it's more than friendship. Like, how many guys do you think were like that in like the whatever times, the times before we had the words? I feel like I should keep this shit on a separate layer. I'm moving the star down here, even though it was a different place. Godspeed with coloring. I have to go to the gym. Ew, exercise. Never understood the weird wave of objective hate on like yeah, I don't. I mean, what's the issue? Like, oh, disconnected. What happened? I got a notification. I don't know if you guys can still hear me, but it says OBS Studio disconnected. Um, oh shit. Can you guys hear me? Perchance? Uh-oh. Am I back? I'm back. Okay. I'm so sorry about that. I don't know what just happened. Um, but yeah. Meow, 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 meow. Yeah, sorry. Oh shit. So, I died because my computer does this thing where like everything that's plugged into it will disconnect for no reason. And I think that was the issue. And I don't know why that happens, and there's like low-key nothing I can do, but it's fine. It doesn't happen like frequently enough or for long enough periods to be like a genuine problem unless I'm like playing a game that involves like precise timing. Um, but other than that, it's just mildly annoying on stream. You guys can hear me, right? Oh, the issue's fixed. Okay, thank you for letting me know. Yeah, I think I'm gonna finish coloring this, and then I might end the stream and upload that map part I was talking about earlier that I have finished. And then I'm just, yeah, gonna exist. I don't know how long I've been streaming, but I am getting eepy. They call me the chronic eepy. No one's ever called me that. Okay, how do I draw a moon shape? I might be stupid. In fact, take the might out of that sentence. I am stupid. Oh, I just realized I forgot to eat lunch. I like switched meds recently, and now I keep forgetting to eat. It's like becoming a problem. Like I'll eat when I'm hungry, but sometimes like I'll forget that I'm hungry, or I'll like not feel it until I'm like uber hungry, and then I'm like, oh shit. I mean, that's always kind of been a thing for me, but I mean, I have ADHD, so that explains it. It's just it's worse now for some reason. I've also been having like crazy like sleep inertia episodes where like I literally cannot get out of bed after waking up, so I literally like can't move, so I just fall back asleep, and then I keep waking up and falling back asleep and having like crazy dreams, and it's like a pain in the ass. But hey, at least I don't have a sleep paralysis demon. No, my sleep paralysis demon would be scared of me because it knows I'm a monster lover. Sleep paralysis demons hate to see me coming. Not. Okay, that was an unfortunate phrasing. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Everything's fine. Anyways, yeah, I'm giving Rocky stars because I think it's whimsical. And I know that they wouldn't have any reason to do that because they don't know what star shapes are, or then they can't see the moon or the sun from Arid because the atmosphere is too dense. But I think it's cute, and I like joy and whimsy. What's the weirdest dream I've ever had? Oh, that's hard. I've had a lot of really weird dreams. Um, I think. Hmm. Actually, so last night I had a dream where Markiplier came out as transgender, like not as a transgender woman, he was just a transgender man, like stealthing the entire time. Um, and he came out for Pride Month to like prove a point and be like, all you transphobes subscribe to me, you didn't even know. Um, and that was really funny. I woke up and like for the first hour or so I still had it in my mind that that was reality, and then I suddenly realized, wait, that was a dream. Why would I dream about that? And I think that's really funny. So that's definitely not the weirdest dream I've ever had, but it was the one that I had last night. Um so that was funny. But that was definitely a weird dream. I don't know. I don't know. I have no explanation for that one really. It just sort of happened. My mind conjured it for some reason. Maybe because of all like the head canons that Simon from Iron Lung is trans. Maybe that was what did that. Which, like, low-key, yeah, I see the vision. I had a dream where I was on a fishing trip with my class, and then I got lost and ended up in this backrooms like place. Also, this woman was trying to hunt me to turn me into a pie. That's crazy. I remember after I finished watching the backrooms, like we went out of the theater. I like forced my mom to watch it. I didn't force her, but like I was like, the last movie I forced her to watch was Iron Lung, and she didn't like it. So the day the Backrooms came out, I was like, "Hey, I know the last time I made you watch a movie you didn't like it, but this one got really good reviews. Do you want to go see this one?" And so we went to go see it, and she actually did like it. But as soon as I got out of the theater, actually halfway through the movie, I had to go to the bathroom, and so I I left the room where they were playing the movie, and it was like so disorienting, and I was like stumbling around like an idiot, like, and being in the bathroom was so terrifying. I like it was just, and my mom, as soon as we got out of the theater, she was saying the same thing. She was like, It's weird to like be not in a dark room." Dreams when you quit weed are like cinematic movies. I've never smoked weed because I have super asthma. Um, Also, I low key don't care. Like, oh shit, I accidentally turned off. There we go. Also, it low-key just smells bad. Like, okay, I'm not like a purist. I'm not a purist, hello, a Puritan, where I'm like, drugs are so bad. We should, like, you're like a bum loser if you do drugs even once in your life. But for me, it's just like, I don't know. I don't have the motivation I don't have the motivation to go out of my way to acquire drugs. And that's why I'm boring as fuck. Um, but yeah, also I have crazy brain fog already, and I've heard that weed gives you really bad brain fog, so that's just not something I'm looking to do. But yeah, I'm not like a drug hater where I'm like, you should explode if you have done weed because you are an irresponsible person. Like, God forbid somebody eat a plant that makes you feel funny. What about alcohol? Okay, I just hate the taste of alcohol. Project Hail Mary is my favorite. Is now my favorite space sci-fi. Truth Nuke. Do you have any art tips? Mostly how to genuinely enjoy it and maybe get better after some time. Um, I mean, just so for me, I've been drawing from a super young age. I started taking it more seriously when I was in like fifth grade. And I started basically by just copying the people I looked up to. So like when I was in like third grade, I was really inspired by a lot of Warrior Cats animators because that was my like special interest and like low-key still kind of is. Um so I would like copy their styles, and like I wasn't posting art online at that point, but I'd say just copy people until you develop your own style, because imitation is how we learn. Loser alert, no, but generally weed isn't as perfect as people want to make it out. It's addictive too. I've had to quit. It made me dumb. Same with alcohol. I'm a month sober. Glaze me, guys. Yeah, no. For me, like, I don't like the taste of alcohol. Again, this goes back to me being a picky eater. Like, I can't stand the taste. Like, and I've heard people say, well, the taste isn't the point. The point is getting drunk, and it's like, no, but I hate the taste too much to like consume enough to the point where I would be drunk. Like however being drunk feels like, it can't be good enough for me to stomach that. It tastes so bad. But I think that's a me thing. So I'm just a super boring loser. Like everybody else my age is like out there doing drugs and drinking alcohol and partying, and I'm just like sitting here doing nothing. I'm sitting here drawing. But yeah, to draw, I guess just draw the things that you are super interested in. And you can draw them 50 times. It doesn't matter. Draw 50 of the same exact image. Who cares? Copy people that you like or that you are inspired by, and like you develop your own style over time. Everybody learns through imitation, and like there's this attitude that like, oh, you shouldn't copy people's art styles. Art style theft is not a thing. Like, shut the hell up. um People have similar art styles because we are all a product of our environment, and we all take inspiration from each other. Nothing is ever original. I mean, obviously you shouldn't like fully copy somebody one to one and imitate them 100%. But yeah, just do things that you enjoy, and if you find yourself not enjoying drawing, then maybe try to switch to a different medium. Like recently I've been doing a lot of like crocheting and cross stitching, and I've been enjoying that a lot because I find that physical art is really grounding in a way that digital art sometimes isn't. Um but I am trying to get back into doing digital art. I mean, obviously Art Fight is coming up, which I probably should have prepared for that because I have a bunch of new OCs that I would have wanted to post, but I think it's too late at this point. But I mean, hopefully Art Fight will be another learning experience. Like it usually is a learning experience with me because I get to draw different things. So that's nice. Um but yeah, just and if you're not enjoying it, don't force it because if it's not something you enjoy, then like what's the point, you know? Art is and I do believe that like artistic talent isn't something that's like inherent. Like people aren't really born with artistic talent. Like anybody can learn to draw. I'm not great at drawing. Like I see so many people who are so much younger than me and they're so much better. But like that's fine. Like everybody's at their own skill level and you don't need to be good to enjoy it. And if you're not enjoying it, then there's no point in continuing because why would you spend your time doing something that just doesn't make you happy? Um Need to try Cactus Jack, man. Best alcohol out there. Actually, I will say there was this one alcohol that I didn't hate. It was this chocolate flavored vodka, which sounds disgusting. Oops. But I thought it wasn't bad, which was like super out of character for me because normally I hate alcohol. What happened to the I swear I had them on this thing, but I guess not. Um it sounds disgusting, but it isn't actually bad, and I liked it, but not enough to, like I only drank like a shot of it and that was it. That was all I could handle. Um and I only had it once cuz like where the hell like my uncle had it one time and was like, "Do you want some?" and I was like, "Yeah, sure." And my parents were there and everything, so it wasn't like I was in the presence of like a creepy old man trying to get me drunk. Cuz like I feel like every parent or family should like be like, yeah, you can have a small sip of this alcohol before you're legally allowed to, because I feel like that kind of demystifies alcohol and like makes people less likely to drink irresponsibly if you sort of make it not a taboo thing growing up. I mean, I don't know, maybe I've got it all wrong. It's kind of like swearing. Like if I was just allowed to swear as a kid, I wouldn't have sworn so much and constantly gotten in trouble because it just wouldn't be interesting or fun, you know? But yeah, all drugs are unsafe for your mental health to an extent. Northern Irishman joins the chat, makes everyone talks about drugs and alcohol. I mean, I think it depends, because I mean, there's medical uses for tons of drugs. Like, if you're in extreme pain and weed helps you cope, who cares, you know? I also think, like, I mean, obviously, this is not an endorsement of, hey, everybody go smoke weed. But it's kind of just like a plant. It's not like some crazy synthetic shit like fentanyl. Um, so I don't think it's. I think we need to like destigmatize it so it's less like I don't know, because when things are like super, I don't know, taboo, that makes it more exciting to do because you feel like you're not supposed to do it. I think that like dispensaries where you go do the drugs there and then they keep you there until you're not under the influence, I think those are fine. Because they prevent those. That's probably the best way to do it because like it makes sure you make sure you're in a safe environment with people who know what to do if something goes wrong. um I don't know, I think we need to adopt more stuff like that. But yeah, I also, okay, Loki, I don't understand why people smoke weed instead of just like using gummies because it smells so bad, and also it's got to be healthier to just ingest it instead of fucking up your lungs, right? But I don't know. People who say weed smells good are just lying. Like, I don't know why you're lying. Like, what are we doing? Who are you trying to impress by saying that weed smells good? It smells like roadkill. Um, disagree at first, drunk with family at Christmas and New Year's and stuff, and it just got sort of just made me realize, wait, I can feel different and get this on my own. Eh. I feel like, I mean, you just gotta do it in moderation, and have people supervise you. Like, even low key, if it's just a friend your age who's completely sober, because, like, and somebody you can trust that will, like, do the right thing if there is an emergency, because at the end of the day, like, I feel like a lot of people are hesitant to report drug emergencies because they don't want to get in trouble, but, like, I, I mean, at least in America, like, hospitals don't, like, report that stuff. They don't snitch on you for doing drugs. They save your life because that's what they're supposed to do. It's none of their business. Um, I mean, I guess of course if you're like a minor, then your parents are going to find out because you don't have you know, authority over your medical stuff yet in the way that you would if you're an adult. Um, but yeah, I don't know. Drugs and alcohol are tricky because there's a lot of stuff that can go wrong, but I feel like if you demonize it too much, that just encourages people to make bad decisions. But I could, like I said, could be completely fucking wrong about that. What do I know? I don't know much. I'm a little stupid. I'm a little dumb, actually. But hey, that's fine. I'm allowed to be dumb. We're all allowed to be dumb. Being dumb is, like, whimsical in a way. Can be a little whimsical. Have a little joy and whimsy in life, you know? I don't know, I'm kind of just yapping at this point, but, um, yeah, I guess. Oh, I need another little star on your leg. Adrian has legs for days, bro. Legs, legs, what's on the menu type shit. I'm gonna, like, shade this drawing. I'll start with Adrian, because Adrian is the one that's, like, fucking me up the most. Like, I don't know, something about Adrian is, like, I'm kind of tweaking out. Oh, that already looks better, like, just seeing the color there. Um, Rocky pulled a bad bitch, god damn. It's not fair. I should be Rocky, bro. I can't be saying these things. I can't be letting it slip that I would. All right, I'm gonna stop myself right there. You guys don't need to know about my mild, slight, semi attraction to Iridians. I I was saying to one of my friends, like, I like, they have pansexual, which is like you're attracted to every gender, and then they have pansexual plus, which is what I am, where I'm attracted to everything with sentience and a heartbeat. And of legal age. Like, really, if I were in a relationship with an Iridian, like, they would be the pedophile. That the problematic age gap is on them because they live for like 600 years. That one Venice, yeah, true. The most serene Republic of Venice. Like, I go back and forth about the most serene Republic of Venice, because on one hand it's like that sounds so whimsical, but on the other hand I'm like, what a fucking narcissist. Like, to call yourself that, that's really funny. Am I the only one who doesn't understand people who don't use country humans for history and or politics? Yeah, no, I agree. Because it's like, if you're not using them for history or politics, like, what are you even doing? Like, you literally can, like, be interested in anything else and, like, be in any other fandom. Like, what, like, the people, like, listen, I ship country humans, but, like, all of my ships are historically accurate. No, but, like, people who only, like, ship countries and like the like that's like their entire participation in the fandom. Like, what are you doing, bro? And like I don't want to like shit on people for having fun, but I'm like also just really confused because like why aren't you like doing anything else or interested in anything else? This doesn't look quite right. Hold on. I love how nobody's commenting about how I said I would bang an Iridian. Everyone's accepting of my whatever is wrong with me. I mean, hey, this is not the worst. Hear me out on my list at all. I haven't done a hear me out listing on a stream in a while, but there's a new one that's I think I have a new worst one. The worst one probably used to be either the Demogorgon from Stranger Things or the Warden from Minecraft. I've got a new worst one. Um, Tell the chat about the toaster? No, it was the lamp, bro. I think we're all thinking the same. 8. The channel got me into Country Humans, now I too stuck in the Model Leaf type shit. I'm not as like as obsessed as I once was, but like I still like it's my main fandom still cuz I'm like wow. But every now and then there's something else that comes along that's like wow. That's awesome. Like recently it's been Project Hail Mary. So that's my like current hyperfixation, but I guess my overall like special interest is more so like geopolitics in general. But Country Humans I guess is like an extension of that. Um I'm totally not a lesbian though. Have you seen Haunted Hotel? I have not. No, but I was saying to my friend like Adrian is like giving like Adrian's not a lesbian, but like she's giving butch and like I don't is it like problematic to say that if she's like not canonically a lesbian? Hi Phoebe, what are you doing? Are you climbing? Have you watched The Boys? I have not. And I have not played Fallout New Vegas. What happened to old Vegas, bro? Did it get nuked? I know nothing about Fallout lore. I'm like super culturally illiterate. I don't know anything. It's funny, like my parents and I will be watching Jeopardy and that there will be like questions about something that like logically anyone my age should know, but I'm just like, I don't know, man. Like I don't know anything about like pop stars or like I don't know anything about what's popular in the media except like niche fan not niche like because Project Hail Mary isn't niche, but just specific fandom things that appeal to me. I don't know. I'm just not very in tune with a lot of that stuff. I guess I don't know how shading works. I should probably learn. A big fan of Gravity Falls and Haunted Hotel is similar to that. I'll put that on my list to watch actually then if it's similar to Gravity Falls. Because I've been dying for Gravity Falls content. Genuinely one of the best shows I've ever watched. Like, holy cow. That show changed my life. Like, oh my god. I think a lot it's so funny how fandoms change your life when you're somebody like me. I mean, somebody like I don't know what that means. I mean, like I don't know, because I've always just been so interested in things in like really hyper specific things, and I find it like it's okay. This is not me trying to be obtuse. If you're neurotypical, genuinely, what do you do all day? Like, I know you have like hobbies, but like, would you don't like frantically obsess over things? Like, that's genuinely crazy to me. Like, I cannot imagine that. Like, because ever since I was super little, like, I've just had these crazy hyperfixations on stuff. Like, I should make like a timeline of my hyperfixations. Um, but yeah, ever since I was really young, like I literally cannot imagine just not being in the trenches 24/7 cuz I don't know, that's just I'm built different. I'm built wrong actually. Uh But yeah, what do neurotypical people do all day? Like that's a genuine question. I'm not trying to be like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so like quirky and different." I'm like genuinely confused. Hi Phoebe. What you doing, Phoebes? I unironically couldn't name a Taylor Swift song. Real. Hey Mooney, have any favorite historical or history related show you haven't mentioned so far? History related. I'm trying to think. I don't really watch a lot of television. I don't know if Servant of the People would count because it's more politics than history. I mean, there are like some historical elements, but like I feel like that doesn't really count. Um, I'm trying to think. I don't know. I can't really think of anything. Phoebe. Okay, I'm sorry. You're sitting right in front of my screen, and I love you. You're a good Phoebe, but you can't sit right in front of my screen while I'm drawing. Okay, we'll go hug later. You're a good boy. Good BPB. Neurotypical is hyperfixate on employment. That's true. Popular kids just hyperfixate on popular stuff like names of the Kardashians and stuff shit. Yeah, I mean like I don't know. I guess I've always had more niche interests cuz like the stuff that appeals to me is more like I don't know, just not something that is especially popular enough to become mainstream. And I guess stuff like Project Hail Mary is different because obviously now it's like this beloved cinematic masterpiece. Um, but it's funny because everybody else is like, "Oh my gosh, Ryan Gosling, oh my gosh," and they're all so happy about that, and I'm over here like, "Man, I like the aliens. I like the fucked up rocks. They're so silly." Like, look at these. There's I don't know. They give me so many emotions. How is the feeble Phoebe? He's Phoeben Beeben. I used to think everyone experiences stuff like hyperfixation, right? Like I can't imagine. Have you ever been to Appalachia? I want to go there so bad one day, but definitely after Trump. I don't know if I'd even get in. Um, I have I been? Hold on. I'm literally pulling up a map of Appalachia because like I know where it is. Um, is it Appalachia or Appalachia? I like don't even know, not gonna lie. So I have been to I've been to West Virginia. So yeah, I have, but I was there when I was like in 3rd grade. But we did go see a cave there that was really cool. Like we never really went to like the mountain part. Um I have been like to the Poconos in Pennsylvania, which is more mountainous, I guess. But I don't know. Yeah, I guess I have done a bit of traveling there. It's very if you ever do go to Appalachia or Appalachia, hold on. I need to find out how this is pronounced right now. Pronunciation. Otherwise, I'm gonna look dumb. I already do look dumb.
Appalachia.
Appalachia. Okay. I might just be stupid. In fact, I am stupid. um, but yeah. It's funny because oh yeah, if you ever do go there, try moon pies. They're so fucking good. It's like a cookie and like a marshmallow all covered in chocolate. It's kind of like s'mores, but like room temperature. Which now that I say that, that doesn't sound very appealing, but they're so good, dude. Like whenever I go, and you can't really get them in the north. They're more of a southern thing. But yeah. Appalachia is beautiful, but like I don't know, there's kind of just a lot of like insane Trumpers there because it's the middle of nowhere, which is so interesting to me because it's like, wow, the guy who wants to destroy your environment, you're voting for him, and they're all like, yeah. Make sure you go every day. Yeah, this is my baby. I could not do it. Uh-uh. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. Um, yeah, it's that's something I do think about a lot. Like, I don't know, and I funny story, I recently got diagnosed with OCD. So I do think that is part of it. It is just like hyperfixating, not hyperfixating as in like fandoms and interests, but like focusing on really negative thoughts, especially about that stuff and stuff that's like out of my control. And but yeah, people who like say cats don't love their owners have just never been loved by a cat. Like, shut the hell up, you know? But yeah, I'm sorry about that, man. It's rough. And like I feel like people just in general don't understand bonds with animals. Like you'll meet people and like if your pet dies, they'll be like, "Oh, well, it was just an animal." And it's like literally kill yourself. Well, I mean, maybe not kill yourself, but it's I don't know. I don't understand. Oh, hi. He's sitting on my lap right now and he's licking my leg. Um, but yeah, people just I think it's because animals just have this like sort of they show this unconditional love, and for a lot of people that almost makes them seem like just unintelligent in a way, because like animals, like they don't stay mad at you. They don't like if you like step on your cat's tail, they'll forgive you in a day. Like they don't care. They don't really hold grudges. They don't I don't know. Animals are so fascinating, and I don't understand people who don't like them. I think you're a freak if you don't like animals. um Actually, Northern Irish people that settled Appalachia. That's crazy word. I should become a VTuber, perchance. Monkey Pie. Monkey Pie is such a good name, not gonna lie. Phoebe is still licking my leg. What you doing, Phoebe? Are you eating me? It's funny, whenever I come out of the shower, he will like lick the water off of my legs. Like, I don't know. Like, are you thirsty? Like, what do you need? And then I check to make sure his water is full, and it always is. I guess he likes uh, just licking water off my legs. I can't explain it. He's just a funny little guy. Okay, yeah, this is definitely looking better already with the coloring. I guess I might have to like adjust the markings then, because they will look flat against a 3D object, which might be a problem, but I'll figure that out. I'll cross that bridge when I come to it and not a moment sooner, because I am lazy as fuck. They call me the lazy idiot. Or something. We're all animals. True! They're genuine and pure and humans aren't. Yeah, I mean, it's I feel like the weird thing about human intelligence is that it just enables us to do some of the cruelest things possible. And it's not like animals even really have like a sense of empathy. They just, or I mean, obviously some animals do to an extent. It's just, I feel like to have the sense of empathy that humans do, you also need to be capable of cruelty. And animals just aren't in the way that humans are, because they're not thinking about that. They're thinking about, what am I gonna eat? When am I gonna sleep? So I guess I guess that's part of it. Like relationships between human and animals, like your pets, not like that came out wrong. I don't want to sound like a zoophile. Um, but like yeah, relationships with your pets, they're so deep, but they're so uncomplicated at the same time. Like your pet will always love you, um, unless you do something like abysmally shitty. Uh, but yeah, it's I don't know. It was what we called my friend in intermediate school. I called him Monkey Pie. I never changed the name. Crazy. Monkey Pie. I'm sorry, that's such a banger name. I love that. Does that imply a pie made of monkeys, or does that imply a pie for monkeys? Or is it a pie made of monkeys that's also for monkeys? We gotta think about these things. That's the real philosophical question here. I don't even know what I'm talking about. I'm tired. They call me the idiot who doesn't get enough sleep. Somehow. Lots of people die looking for their animals in a boring building when the animals already outside under some. I think, like, I think it's so. I mean, when I read about, like, how when Chernobyl happened, like, people were evacuated and told to leave their pets and told they would be back in 3 days, and then they never came back, like, that's just. I would feel so fucking bad. Like, I would never be able to forgive myself if I was one of those people who. And, like, it's not even their fault because they were told that they would be back. And I mean, obviously, it's not good to leave your pet alone for 3 days, but if as long as you leave enough water and food, it's not like they're gonna fucking die. They're just gonna be a bit hungry. Um, like, I don't know. I would feel so fucking awful if I were one of those people who was lied to about how I would come home, and then, because then, like, your pet just never knows why you left, and that is so fucking heartbreaking. And yeah, I mean, I don't know. Getting a bunny soon. Peak? Pie made of monkey. Serve a food called blue monkey cheese. They harvest the milk of a blue monkey. Wait, I gotta show you something. Let me find the picture. Oh my god. Oh, that's what it's called. So this monkey isn't fully blue that I'm about to show you. Um, but they do have some blue. There. Oh shit, it's like in front of behind the line right there. They're called golden snub-nosed monkeys. They live in Tibet and Bhutan, and I love them, and I wish I was one. I don't know if you know those art that you already know those exist. If you do, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be patronizing. But yeah, how it feels to be a monkey. Are animals in Chernobyl actually horribly mutated? So, wait. Well, they all adapted. Okay. So, the thing about radiation is that there's sort of a lot of misconceptions spread by mainstream media about how it can mutate things. That's not entirely true. Um, Radiation does mutate things, but it doesn't do it in the way where suddenly you grow 6 legs. The main thing that happens with mutations is like fetal mutations while an animal is still developing inside the womb, because radiation destroys DNA or damages DNA. So something that can code for like a certain color on an animal or like a certain function of an organ, that DNA can become damaged in the fetus, and then the animal will be born fucked up. But if you're just an animal already existing, you don't really, at least not within your own lifetime and generation, you don't adapt or change how you look, but the generations following, the animals that survive. It's kind of like during the Industrial Revolution, there were moths in the UK that were originally white, but then smoke turned willow trees black. So ones that just randomly genetically mutated to become black, um they survived and they became the dominant phenotype. Um but yeah, radiation only encourages mutations based on the damage of DNA, um, which is not always necessarily a bad thing because depending on the environment, something that might be considered damage in one environment could be considered helpful in another. Um, so the animals there aren't like super mutated. Um, they're like growing more resistant to like cancers and stuff. If you see like pictures of like huge catfish, that's just because they've had time to grow because no humans have been catching them. Um, but yeah, that like it's I find or not I find, but from my understanding, usually it's more simple organisms that tend to evolve the fastest in situations like that, like ants. I mean, ants obviously are not the most simple organism on the face of the planet, but they're much more simple than mammals. And to my understanding, ant colonies have really adapted very quickly because I feel, and I'm not a scientist, so if I'm getting something horribly wrong, that's on me. But I feel like if you have like a shorter genome to work with, it's kind of like less chance that something gets horribly fucked up in a way. Sorry, I'm drinking water. Um, yeah, there are a lot of animals in Chernobyl that are thriving. Thoughts on algae in the reflecting pool? I think it's mostly really funny. Cause like that shit wasn't broken. He did not need to go and paint it blue, and like somehow he just fucked it up and is in like denial about it. And I'm just like, what are you even doing? Like, what are we doing here, man? But yeah, I see a lot of people that are like weirdly outraged by it, but it's kind of like I think we have bigger things to worry about. Like the reflecting pool thing is like mostly funny to me because I'm like, hello, how did you manage that? Like I get being pissed off like as a principle because it's like, oh, this is like a historical monument or whatever, but it's like people are dying. It's like we have bigger issues than the fucking reflecting pool, which I'm sure can be fixed. I don't think it's permanently contaminated or something. It's just a little fucked up. Out of all the bananas and all the people that have ever existed, at least at one person in history got cancer from a banana. I don't think that's quite how it works. Because a banana would have, I mean, there are some cancers that are contagious. I don't believe there's any found in humans though. I think it's mostly in like sheep and stuff. Um, correct me if I'm wrong though. Uh, I don't think cancer could be contagious between plant cells and animal cells because they're just so different. But I could be totally wrong, so feel free to correct me if I'm just being an idiot. But I don't think, I mean, unless you're saying that somebody like consumed so much bananas, so many bananas that there was like so much potassium that they got irradiated and then got cancer. But I don't think that's very likely. But yeah, I mean, unless your banana is contaminated by like cancer causing minerals, I don't think you can get cancer from a banana. But once again, not a scientist. I just had a very brief, not brief, but I had an interest in diseases when I was in like middle school because I was like, wow, that's so cool that something so small can just completely fucking destroy your body. That's crazy. So we have the same problem, much worse in the biggest pond in Northern Ireland because farmers just dump waste into it. Farmers are a good thing, but they're dicks. Yeah. I've youth with farmers who spend summer working for them and they're so mean and barely pay. Yeah, I mean, it's rough because like agricultural work is so fucking tough and so thankless. And you know, the funny thing is, like, in America, at least, the immigrants are the ones who do most of the hard labor, and then everyone hates the immigrants. But then when the immigrants get deported, there's nobody left who wants to do that labor, and they're like, "Oh, what do we do?" And it's like, "Oh, I don't know, maybe you shouldn't have like deported all those people." Just a thought. But yeah. I think farmers need to kind of be given more accessible ways to dispose of wastes, like including animal waste and pesticides. Because like when there's not really an outlet for that, like are we really shocked that they're dumping shit in the water? Like not that they should be doing that, obviously, but I don't know. I feel like for as developed as we are as a society, there are so many holes in the system that just it's like why wasn't this patched by now? And that confuses me. But I don't know. I feel like maybe there should be shading like here perchance, because he's kind of like I don't know, he has like a dip in his body. I don't know how to explain it, but I want to like get it across that he's not fully, I don't know. Maybe I should like do this perchance. And then I'm gonna do the light shading, and then I probably will end the stream because I'm getting a little bit eepy. You know what? I shouldn't do it so yellow because he's not like as shiny as Adrian is. He's kind of just like he like I see Adrian as more like having more like a crystal structure, and Rocky is more of like just a rock. Like he's still special, but he's kind of just a rock. So I feel like the shadows on him should be more circular or like smoother and less jagged, but I don't know how to like I don't really know how to do that and have it make sense. I'm not very good at shading. It's probably something I should learn. Um, but yeah. It's funny because like I keep saying like, "Oh, I should learn how to do this, this and this." Like I should learn anatomy. I should learn how to do literally anything, but like my entire life like I haven't really learned to draw by like actually learning. I kind of just fuck around, and if it doesn't work I kill myself. No, but I guess I can like put little shiny parts here to emphasize the geometric aspects of this fucked up alien. I don't know. I don't know how any of this works. I don't know what I'm doing. He's just a little rock. He's just a little guy. I love Rocky. He's so fucking whimsical. Bro really said fist my bump. I don't know why Americans have such problem with immigration as they're getting Mexicans who believe in the same religion and are basically transplanted Spanish people. Mexicans seem chill. Yeah. Stupid question, what's the program I'm using? I am currently using Metabang Paint Pro. It is free, so yes. Drawing is actually so fucking difficult because I swear you were still working on this one I did 2 hours ago. Yeah, I was. See nothing wrong with Mexico. It's more scary to accept 1,000 people from Somalia than Mexico. Well, I think yeah, the issue is that just immigration needs to be controlled, not only like to keep to keep everybody safe, including the people who are immigrating. Like it needs to be a system that's structured. Like I do think I mean, I do agree that like no human is illegal, but I think there need to be systems in place just to, frankly, to just keep track of people and make sure that everybody is getting what they need. I think the people, like, I mean, there's I think the main conflict, I guess, the perceived conflict is that like some or a lot of Mexican immigrants don't speak English when they come here, but the solution to that is to just like invest in programs that will help them learn English. Because I bet you if those programs were affordable and accessible, they'd be 100% willing to learn. Like they're not coming in here to replace their culture with ours or anything. Like they're just trying to live a better life and like find a better life for their kids and their family, and it's so fucking weird how they've been scapegoated for every fucking problem in America. But hey, we live in 2026, and yeah, I don't know. Cultural differences when it comes to immigration will like always be like sort of a roadblock on both ends, because obviously there's the people that need to assimilate if they want to have like a successful career, and then there's the people who are receiving those people into their country, and they might not understand their customs, and some of their culture is genuinely kind of shit. Like I don't want to say that not all cultures are created equal, but I think there's certain aspects of different cultures that do suck. Like misogyny as like this weird cultural foundation in Islam, or not necessarily in Islam, but at least in like the majority Islam countries. Um like they have crazy problems with women's rights and stuff. Um, so, and I feel like if we stop ourselves from criticizing that because we're afraid that we someone might perceive it as xenophobic, that just allows for the problems to continue. Like we should be allowed to criticize different cultures if they're genuinely like objectively problematic, you know? But all right. My beautiful rocks. Yeah, I think I am gonna have to adjust these markings because they look very strange now. Um, but for now, I do think I'm happy with these two. I might adjust some of the colors later, but I am gonna end the stream now because I'm pretty tired. Um, anyways, yeah, I'm gonna end the stream now. Sorry, that was like kind of jarring. I know I said I was gonna end the stream like a few minutes ago, whatever. Yeah, thanks for watching. Please nobody go get Ebola. I think I'm gonna take a nap. Um, fist my bump. That's not